All right, it's February 3rd, and I've got good news to tell you about. Awesome news, maybe. You made it through the first month of the year. Congrats. But I don't think that's what I was aiming for. All right, let's think. I did my taxes, and that's really not relevant to you, is it? You probably don't even care. Well, let's see. Oh, I know, because cliche is third time is a charm. So let's just play right into it, because I've got awesome stuff to tell you about going on in the local music scene. Not just the shows I was telling you about. I mean, yeah. I'm paying attention, even though long COVID continues to sideline and screw with my fucking energy. But I got something really cool to tell you about. A really cool band. Super band. May have been tossed out there. I don't know by who. But a lot of cool people are in this band. And we're just going to, pop up this image. And you're going to find out what they're called as I'm here, teasing it forever, keeping you in suspense. And, oh, yep, it's not just an emote. It is a band. How about that? And, yes, they are awesome. They just put out their first single, self-titled single, called It's Fine, over on their Bandcamp. So you can go look that up. They self-describe as melodic punk inspired by late 90s, early 2000s Epitaph music, and they call it this is really good wording, so this is all just indicative of that, but they describe it as made in the dystopian future we call 2023. We're here. Yeah, I guess we can relate. But also let's show you the guys. I mean, I've teased that you might know, and see, awesome. Got some awesome people that have sung and drummed and sung and guitar, and they've done a lot of things, right? And you might know them from a lot of things. I even know one of them from Screaming at Deaf Kids from Yuma, which was fucking awesome. And, FOL, played Contradiction, Alex Squared, Skulldrug. The resume just goes on and on. And the single, if you haven't checked it out yet, is super, super awesome. On streaming services you can find. Of course, I like to throw out there ways you can support monetarily, which is itsfinemusic.bandcamp.com. You go check them out. But yeah, we got an awesome new, local band made up of some awesome people I know. And I'm just here to tell you about it and spread the word, so now you know. And they're also on every social media, So, but speaking of more awesome, I've got shows to tell you about. And so, let's safely go. Yes, welcome to another episode of Every Show Joe Says Safely Go, where I always recommend masking up because long COVID sucks, so do anything you can to avoid the shit that I'm going through. Pretty much my plea now. But also, because it also makes the spaces more inclusive, helps our friends who are immunocompromised feel comfortable if they do want to go see live music, because they also like live music. And it also helps out our favorite musicians and bands that are on the road, especially, because it's easier for a local band if you get sick to go, sleep in your bed. But if you're on the road, and especially small to mid-sized bands, if you have to put someone up for 5 days, you may not even have someone to substitute. You might have to pause the tour. You might have to postpone the tour. You might have to just cancel the tour. And that sucks. So it also helps out them. And a room full of masks will lower the spread of everything. The flu, COVID, that kind of stuff. So be considerate of one another, and please wear a mask if you go out to shows. Of course, the other thing, let's go right into it. If you're not screaming, don't be political, because don't know why a health issue would be political, but some people have thought that, and it's them. But regardless, let's get right into it. Of course, you want to support, be sure to like it wherever you're watching this, especially, just anywhere. If you're watching Instagram, Facebook, where do I else? Twitter, I still have that thing. We're trying to get on I am on a Mastodon, so maybe follow me there. And yeah, Facebook. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, you can also subscribe, get notifications when this content goes live, or any other content I produce that goes on there. Get notifications of that. And, as those numbers go up, they give me access to more features like ad revenue. I probably send it every week, and you're like, I know the rigmarole. And I'm like, so do I. But That's not the bad. But yeah, so you can go help out by subscribing over on YouTube. But since I don't get ad revenue, I always like to throw out that thing called patreon.com/everyshowjoe. Another way you can get notifications of when this content goes live, and when I post stuff to my website and all that kind of stuff, kind of consider it like an RSS feed. And even $1 a month helps me out. $5 a month, that's like buying me a beer a month. That kind of stuff helps out with, getting stuff like the green screen I've added and the extra lighting that is very warm. I can't wait till summer. But regardless, it helps me make improvements to the things I can use to record this content. And when I am healthy and able to, or can somehow push myself out every once in a while and sacrifice a day to this chronic fatigue, helps me with gas, ticket costs, all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate anything you contribute. And if you can't, no worries. But patreon.com/everyshowjoe, throw that out there as a way to support. And another thing you do for free, go to everyshowjoe.com. You heard me mention the website, and some of the money does go help with the hosting costs. So yeah, you can go support there and just check out some of the awesome photos and write-ups I've done of concerts over the past 5 years now, I think. 6 years, maybe. Started 2016, so we're like 7 years, something like that. That's why you got to go check out, because then you can go figure out how long it's been around and go check out. I started with phone pictures, so we're just going to go on a tangent. But regardless, everyshowjoe.com. And one more shameless plug. If you go and you look at that menu bar, there is a store link. There are Every Show Joe shirts with that logo that's hanging in the void. It's on there. You can wear it around, support, and spread the word too. So I appreciate anything and then everything you guys do. So thank you. Of course, every week I like to stress and just the importance of fuck racism, fuck homophobia, fuck sexism, fuck transphobia, fuck all bullshit of people trying to dehumanize someone else. There should be no reason for this. We should be on a level playing field, but we are not, and it continues to perpetuate and permeate. I think that's the other word I was looking for. In current society. So let's work to be proactive about it. And I like to throw out ways to do that. Let's bring some positivity. Let's get involved. Black Lives Matter, of course, just in general, but also the organization. There is ways to get involved. BLMPHXmetro.org. There you go. For the Phoenix section of it. There's PoderinAction.org is another good one. StopAAPIHate.org, FirstNations.org for Native Americans, and before that, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Like all groups that unfortunately have seen a rise, somehow more in the last few years because of the political climate of this country, which is further bullshit. I think that's the politically correct word. So yeah, get involved. They have ways to get involved, and if you don't have the time, you can always still donate, and they will use the money to help with those stuff. Other things like I like to throw out there is the National Center for Transgender Equality, which is transequality.org. Go support there. We got the sidewalkproject.org, of course. And there's even a Phoenix section there. They help with the homeless. They help with against self-harm, and they're involved with our local punk scene. So that's really, really, really cool. So you can go on there, get involved, see ways to be involved. Also, Punk Rock Saves Lives, of course. punkrocksaves.org. They do bone marrow donations lists. They're helping with mental health. They're helping just try to create a loving and caring community of punk rockers. So go check that out. This being Arizona, and we still haven't seen much done. I mean, at least we have a Democratic governor for what that is, but we still have the reproductive right laws that are still in effect, going back to our territorial days before we were even a state. How horrible. So I like to throw out there the Abortion Fund of Arizona, which is abortionfundofaz.org. Go donate, go support, because anyone who needs information, this isn't even, you should have a right to choose what you do, but also it is a resource. It's information for anyone who needs help figuring out their stuff with their reproductive systems and everything. So it is a good source of help. So go donate there and support. And of course, projecthope.org, which is it does many things. Go check out. They're still helping out Puerto Rico. They're still helping our friends in Ukraine with that bullshit war. If you didn't call it, I guess it's a war, but it's conflict, whatever. It is just, regardless, horrible. So yeah, you can go there and support and just bring a little positivity to the world, And these are just my suggestions I throw out every week. So you might already have them memorized, but if they're not up or you're looking for something else, just go look and bring a little more light and positivity to the world. It all goes a long way. Of course, speaking of going a long way, simplest, easy way to support your favorite bands and musicians is by buying the merch, go buy the shirts. I love the cheek face one, so we gotta make sure it shows up fully on camera. Go buy the shirts, go buy the CDs, go on to Bandcamps. Bandcamp Friday till midnight, so you got a little bit of time if you're watching us on a Friday. Of course, it doesn't even matter. Just go buy the merch regardless. Go buy the vinyls, the CDs, the hoodies. So it's starting to warm up in Phoenix. So even without better lighting, it's starting to warm up. So you may be back to go buy a shirt. But that's the simplest, easy way, direct way to do it. Just like you can also go support NIVA, the National Independent Venue Association. They're the ones representing your favorite independent venues that I throw out every week. NIVASSOC.org. If you want to go donate, which has their emergency fund, it's also used for lobbying for their interests, so that kind of stuff. Throw that there. Of course, and then the other most direct way, just like supporting your favorite artists, is going to watch them play and going to the venues and supporting the venues. Right? Simple, easy. And that's why I like to throw these all out here. And we got a good list here. So we're going to get right into it. Tonight, Friday the 3rd, all times are Arizona times, which are Mountain Standard Times, unless I did the math wrong. But they should be right because most of them are taking place live in Phoenix. And we're around Arizona. I like to get everything around within the wheelhouse. So let's begin tonight. We got Warsaw Poland Brothers back in Phoenix visiting us, and we got the Two Tone Lizard Kings, and we got Funky Bones playing at the Yucca Tap Room, 7:30 p.m. for that. We got the Reverend Horton Heat here in Phoenix with the Suffragettes. Night 1, it's 2 nights at the Rhythm Room, 8 p.m. start. There is the Camp Fest Kickback, which is like a pre-party with Cadastro doing a DJ set. Sideways, Mouse Powell, Pariah Pete, Camp Podcast Live recording at Marquee Theater starting at 7 p.m. We also got one that wasn't on last week. We got First Friday was Swain, one of my favorite local bands, and they're playing at the Irish Cultural Center, 8 p.m., so go check that. Another one that popped up, and I couldn't find more of the details, but I at least know Turn Zero is in a battle of the bands over on the ASU campus over at the Civic Space Park, so go check that out. It was at 6 p.m. plus whatever other bands, and go cheer them on so they can win, right? I know those are, I have opinions on battle of the bands, but hopefully this works out in their favor and they get whatever they're aiming for, so let's wish them luck. Another really cool one down in Tucson. And this was a band I saw open up for Billy Joe Armstrong's side project, The Long Shot. Frankie and the Studs playing with Ghetto Cowgirl and Johnny Zapp at the Rock down in Tucson, 7 p.m. We also got something like Appropriate in Lessons, Woke Up New, and tonight's Sunshine at the Groundworks down in Tucson, 7 p.m. for that too. And yeah, every Friday you can always tune in to Scott Klopstein of Littlest Man, of Real Big Fish, or of just his solo stuff. And I was thinking, they're going to be going on a tour soon, so this may not be every Friday, but most of the time he's on there. So you can tune in 10 p.m. twitch.tv/Scott Klopstein, and it is an awesome, welcoming environment. The people in the chat, and him, and G. Scott, and anyone else that might be hanging out. So, yeah, highly endorsed. And then let's roll right into Saturday, though, because we got a lot to tell you about Saturday. One of my favorite events that occur in Arizona. And it's back, the Phoenix Rock Lottery, once again, which is 25 members of our local music scene come together. They are put into a lottery. They are randomly, assembled into 5-member bands. I think it's 2 songs they write, and they do a cover, and they practice them, and then they perform them at the event at the Crescent Ballroom. Yes, it's awesome. And it's all to charity, too. Of course, this year includes Chris Hudson of Playboy Man Baby, Jordan White of Jane the Jungle, Timothy O'Brien of Celebration Guns, Dean Chaney of the Joeys, how fucking cool, Sydney Rotten, Diva Bleach, Katie May, which, Katie May, Corey of Sure Son, John Driscoll of Harpies, and many, many more that assemble in the 25 at the Crescent Ballroom starting at 8 p.m. You can go check that. Of course, we got, so much stuff. You got Blue Elephant and the Seven Snakes with Birth of Monsters, Skeleton Army, The DeVillains, and Critical Miss at the Yucca Tap Room, 8 p.m. You got Dune Parade with Joan of Arkansas, Party Teeth, and Gusher at the Lost Leaf, 9 p.m. And, of course, I love anything Joan of Arkansas puts together. You should go check out their events. That's pretty much my endorsement. A really cool coming together of comedy and music. We got the Big Drip Comedy and Music Hybrid Show with MB Alexander, Spicy Mayo, Villain, Danny Boots, and of course, I'll throw it out here. We got comedy from Dana Wisson, which you guys might know from the Bro Show, actually, which was really, really awesome. Eric Shabazz, Perucci, Justin Michael Roth. This was like sabotaging me, wasn't it? But this is at the brand new Egyptian Motor Hotel, so you can go check that out on their cool stage. 7 p.m. I think it's off of Grand that they just remodeled the whole place, and yeah. How cool. Go check that out. Another, unfortunately, kind of sad, but cool thing going on. We got Celebration of Life for Rock and Ricky. Erica, you might know her as too, with Rejected Monsters, Violator, St. Madness, Oddity Paradox, Killing Sunday, Red Drummed. Sorry if I'm butchering, and plenty more, because this starts at 2 p.m. to celebrate her life over at Starlight Lounge. We also got the Reverend Horde, like I said. Night 1 was the other one, and night 2. This is this night, 8 p.m. over at the Rhythm Room once again with Surfer Jets. We got King Summer EP release with Boss Frog, Love Noka, Shmognia, I think that's how they're pronounced, at the Trunk Space. Of course, they do ask you do mask inside at the Trunk Space, 7:30 p.m. for that. Also, if you didn't want to go down to Tucson and you still wanted to catch them, Frankie and the Studs are up here in Phoenix this time with Johnny Zapp and Dead Hot Workshop at the Last Exit Live, 8 p.m. And then I mentioned the pre-party, so there has to be a party, right? We got Camp Fest with Catastro, Roman Duddy, Pacific Dub, Bikini Killed, Irie, Barefoot at Mesa Amp, 2 p.m. for that one. Another early afternoon. There's a lot of, well, I mean, they also had that 10 p.m. curfew at the end. We can get into that off the video. But yeah, so really cool. We also got a Riot Night that I'm throwing on here because there's some really cool people playing on this, and also some people contributing. You got Derek Sanders' Mayday Parade, Ronnie Winter of the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, but also Good Boy Daisy's on here. That's why I threw this on here. And The Modern at the Rock Bar, 7 p.m. We got Alibi's album release with Practically People, The Better Tomorrow, and Morning High at the Alibi House, 6:30 p.m. And down in Tucson, you can get your fast food Sabbath, Black Sabbath on. There you go. We got Max Sabbath with the Jack at 191 Tool, Tucson, 8 p.m. And it's such a joy and fun experience. Reason I got to throw it on here, and you probably should go check it out. But yeah, really, really cool. And plus the Kepi Show, Wake Up with Kepi Gooley over on his Facebook, streaming and taking requests occasionally and chatting with you over on his Facebook, 10 a.m. Arizona time and throughout the week. So go check that. Sunday, still got stuff for you. And of course, as tours work, you might figure, yes, Max Sabbath's up here in Phoenix with Snailmate on it. How awesome. And Mike and the Molotovs, another band I need to go check out of here once I have the energy enough for it, at the Nile, 7 p.m. We also got Vast Liberty with Gusher and the Upchucks at the Rebel Lounge, 8 p.m. Got Exploding Oranges with Jared's Coffee, 1 p.m. So you can actually do that and then just go to the Nile. There you go. You can tag team 2 shows in one day. Simple. We got George Ruiz Band at the Wasted Grain, 9 p.m. And plus Bite Me Bambi doing their usual stream on their twitch.tv/Bite Me Bambi, 3 p.m. Tune in for that because there's no football. I mean, I guess some people count the Pro Bowl. Some people don't. You decide. Monday, actually quiet. I'm going to go right into Tuesday, though. We got the March Divide, Vinicius Close, Always Calling, and Hotel Pie at the Rhythm Room, 7 p.m. Got Unsane with Demon Grass at 191 Tool down in Tucson, 8 p.m. Chris Murray, always in his Blue Beat live stream over on his Facebook at 6 p.m. Scott Kaufstein got 10 p.m. streaming on his Twitch. Bite Me Bambi's got the morning stream at 9 a.m. so you can wake up with that and put in some requests and enjoy some awesome music to start your morning. And yeah, then let's get right on Wednesday. I'm like trying to roll right on and on without telling you. It's another day. And some of my favorite people, I mean, a lot of my favorite people, right? But some of my favorite people are in town. And that's the Homeless Gospel Choir. They're here with Cuckoo Kangaroo. This is a no kids show for once. Cuckoo Kangaroo, very, very good for your kids. But they decided to do an adults only show, which is really cool. At the Nile, 7 p.m. So go check that. And then speaking of cool things and cool things coming back, we got Unsane with Sorrower, with Hillbilly Devilspeak, and Yucca Taproom, 7:30 p.m. So yes, Hillbilly Devilspeak back and really going. So that's really, really cool. We got Shara Domingo with Diva Bleach, Commoner, and Gem, or at least I assume it's pronounced Gem, G-E-M-M. Could be Gem. Sorry if I butcher anyone's name on here. At the Trunk Space, of course, they do ask you to wear a mask if you're going to go out to the Trunk Space and be inside there. 7 p.m. Also, another one. We got Cat Bamboo with the Color 8, Neighbor Kinds, and Length at the Rebel Lounge. That one is 7:30 p.m. and part of the Super Bowl stuff that's coming through. And this one's the paid show, so I'm telling you right now. But really cool pair of wares here with bleachers over at the Footprint Center, 7 p.m. for that. Plus, Scott Klopstein's morning stream, one of them, is on at 10 a.m. And by me, I'm doing the evening thing at 6:30 p.m. So you can go check that and put in a request. Thursday, of course, another Super Bowl event I want to tell you about. And this one is free. And I'm pretty sure a bunch of you guys are going to be over there because why wouldn't you be? We've got Jimmy Eat World and another Phoenix staple. We got Gin Blossoms. They're going to be opening up at Margaret T. Hance Park. Free show. They're calling it the Super Bowl Experience. I couldn't find the time that they start. The general event is open from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., so somewhere in that window. And I'm sure as we get closer and after the time recording, we'll find out the time they start. So yeah, go check that, though. Plus, we got the Antibacteria Cafeteria presents Reinvented, Captain Sarcasmo, and He Then, at the Rhythm Room, 7 p.m. And one more Scott Klopstein morning stream over on his Twitch, 10 a.m. Then we're rolling to Friday with some really, really good stuff. And, of course, February means some month of love or not love or whatever. Something like that, right? It's also Black History Month, which is super, super cool. And go check. Well, go look up information, research, all that stuff. Really, really cool way to celebrate Black culture. But still here telling you about shows. And we got Fayuka. We've got Jason DeVore. And we got Jake Noel. Noel? Noel. I think it's Noel. Brown Noel. Get it? But, yeah, they are playing at the Echo Tap Room, 7:30 p.m. We got Blame It on the Weather, an emo Valentine's Day featuring Perfect Sense, Sad and Bougie, Life on Standby, Hallways, and A Better Problem at Pub Rock Live, 8 p.m. We got Carol Pacey and Honey Shakers with American Amigos, Doug Preston and the Soul Searchers, and 2-7 Kilo at the Rhythm Room, 7 p.m. We got The Basement with Alibis, Rough Stuff, and Practically People at the Nile Underground, 7 p.m. Got The Originals, a Real Big Fish cover band. They're going to be over at the 44 in Glendale, 8 p.m. The Floating World 2, as it's called, with Some Days Are Darker, Still Stockings, Host Weekender, and Stereo Chris at the Lost Leaf, 8 p.m. And we got Scott Klopstein, of course, Twitch streaming over on there at 10 p.m. So, yeah, some really, really good stuff. Of course, the Super Bowl stuff is coming in and bringing us some paid and some free stuff that you can go check out. So, really, really cool. But, of course, these are all stuff within my wheelhouse, and that's why the recommendations and put together. They're also what I can find, because sometimes venues don't have concert calendars. Sometimes they don't have a Facebook event page. And kind of hopefully can find some of the shows. And there are some awesome stuff. Like, I think Unity Through Community might not be keeping shows on the radar, but they are still hosting some stuff. So that's, I know, going underneath the radar. And if I find it, I'll try to throw it on a list if I think it's something cool to let everyone know about. So the text list over on everyshowjoe.com. And I also put it in the Facebook post with this video. So ways to go check out. Of course, tastes vary. You might like some other stuff, and that's totally cool. That's what makes us human and super, super cool about us. And it helps us also introduce us to different types of music and, you know, open your heart to some new stuff, right? But yeah, I think that's all I got for you. So until next week, take care, be safe, and have fun out at a show. Later.